Guys, good evening. Hello. I hope every one of you guys are having a fantastic day. It is Wednesday. I'm excited, happy. It's just great. So the six of you guys watching right now, I'm gonna wait till we get to some more people in the room real quick. Like I said, I am facing my computer and I'm looking at the comments on my computer. So if I'm look like I'm deteriorating away, just bear with me. Jared, what's up, man? Hope all is well. Hope you're staying safe during this crazy quarantine time. All right, we're jumping up to 8 people. We got 4 thumbs up. There's 80 you guys watching right now. Let's get those videos thumbs up. Let's get these. I can't even talk because I'm so happy. AKA at my GTI. Oh, that's you. Okay. Was it Vasily? Vasily. I think that's how you say it. Yeah. So that's Greek. So your normal name is Billy. I had a friend who his name is Vasily. Yo, paintballer, what's up? Vasily, or in English terms, it's Billy. Um, like I said, I had a friend when I back in the day when I worked at Tesla. Um, when I worked at Tesla, one of my coworkers, his name was Vasily. So he just wanted to be called American Billy. So I was like, all right. So explained it to me. MK6 Palmer in the building. What's up, JP95 Cowboy Bebop? We're gonna get into questions in a second. So we're gonna talk a little bit about a few things. We're gonna talk about. Sorry, first of all, before we get started, I do apologize about time difference. I know that first I said 9, then I said 9:30, but then I actually was able to put it for 9:15. My bad. I'm sorry. The reason why I did that was just because of the fact I was literally heading home from doing photography work with the new thing that's going to be on the channel. So yes, I did of it. Yes, and you guys will see it definitely very soon. I just want to have all the content laid out for you guys so I can just slap y'all in the face with some amazement because you guys are gonna like it. I think you guys are gonna love it as much as I do. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it, and I hope that you guys do because our lifestyle. So that is what this is about. But I want to talk a little bit about what you're going to be expecting on the channel very soon. We're going to continue with those install videos. We're going to continue with hopefully if this COVID-19 thing dies down, hopefully we can go ahead and do some track days. I definitely want to do some track days. I still want to get those done. And I want to be able to get stuff for you guys as far as that type of content because you guys love that content, and I think that it will be pretty dope that you guys will see that on the channel. Also going to be more collaborations again once this COVID stuff dies down. New York is looking a little bit better in regards to everything happening with the COVID-19 and people making sure they're staying safe and stuff like that. It's getting a little bit better. We still need to work on ourselves as New York. That this, that, and the third. So but I'm gonna answer questions in a minute. So, keep putting the questions in. If you really want me to answer your question, feel free to send a super chat. Everything obviously goes back into the channel making videos to you guys. So if you guys do want to donate, go right on ahead. But yeah, so this Wednesday I did not have a video for you guys because I was trying to get everything in preparation for the new look for the channel. So I did that, and I actually was doing a little bit of photography. Shout out to my boy George G Star Photography. Hit him up on Instagram if you need photo shoots done. This guy is cool. He does great shots. He'll do anything for the shot. Not anything like that, but he'll do anything for the shot. So you guys will definitely see all the pictures. Uh, You'll see those pictures. You're gonna see that video, the full video. Man, I've seen that some of the edited pieces of the video, and I can say right now, ooh, damn, like it's literally crazy. So you guys are gonna love it. I literally did a lot of stuff. Yo, Sion Roberts, what's going on, bro? New Bloods in here. So yeah, so pretty much So pretty much, like I said, you guys, I don't want to. I wanted to let it out to yesterday, but I knew that you know, I didn't want to let it happen just yesterday. I didn't want to just let it out yesterday, and there's a reason for everything, right? So I would say just bear with me on that. But very soon, actually, sometime this week, I'm going to be working with a fellow YouTuber. Don't worry, we're going to do the whole 6 feet apart. We're also going to be outside with mask on, so. Um, so definitely we are going to be able to get that done and make sure that make sure that JR14 gets spreaded around more of this YouTube thing. So one quick thing, don't rush the GTI OG. Don't worry. I think you guys would all appreciate it. So pretty much with everything, let's talk. So one in the description I talked about, yo, Kenson, I love you too, bro. Yo, Kenson literally um he's been begging me to come back. He lives in Georgia, and I hopefully will be in Georgia for in Port Alliance. I did hear that Georgia is now opening up and they are doing a major event. If I do decide to go, it'll be with my girlfriend. And we will be wearing masks. I don't care if Georgia don't say, you don't have to wear a mask. I don't care. I'm wearing a mask, and I'm going to stay distance apart from other people. But obviously, if I do go, I will obviously give you enough ample time to let you know that I will be there, so that this way you can make plans and everything of the sort. Also, I also want to let everybody know that you could, oh man, like literally when I showed you this reveal, I got an even a bigger surprise after that. That is how crazy I'm going for this for you guys. I want you guys to have like the best content that you can possibly get. I want to make sure that you guys enjoy it. I want to make sure that you guys are entertained. So let me tell you that if you think I went too far, man, buckle your seatbelt, watch it in your car, watch it in your house, get a bowl of popcorn, get KFC chicken, whatever you decide to get. Make sure that you sit down and wait, because I'm about to blow y'all away for what is coming to this channel. I've been talking about some things with some companies. I've been working on some things with some companies, and I can tell you right now, it's going to be legendary. So make sure that if you have not done so already, if you follow me but you don't subscribe, make sure that you smash that subscribe button. And then right after you smash the subscribe button, make sure that you go ahead and smash that notification bell so you don't miss any more you don't miss any more videos when I post up. It boom pops right up on your phone. Some of you guys have been waiting in the live because you were notified about it, but there was only 5 of you guys waiting. So now there's 20 people watching. So literally there's 20 people watching and there's only 12 thumbs up. What's up, guys? What's up? Get those thumbs going up. I want to see those thumbs going up. So like I said, I do apologize about the time. I know that I was rushing back home so that I can get to you guys. And more thumbs up when you start giving more information. I got you. So this was gonna happen, right? There's gonna be a reveal video, right? The reveal video is going to come out this upcoming Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern time. I already worked with my videographer. We're literally just putting the final touches on the video, and then he's gonna release the footage. He's gonna edit it. I'm gonna review it. He's gonna release the full footage to me, and then I'm gonna upload it on my channel so that you guys can see this legendary content that's gonna come out next week. Wednesday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. And then you're going to start to see the regular videos back to back to back. I need to get car talks a thing. I need to start doing that. Since everything's starting to die down with this COVID-19, not fully, but enough to where we can go to different places and build protocol, right? So we know what to do when we're around each other. 6 feet apart, mask, don't talk directly in someone's face. Make sure your nose and your mouth are covered. Don't touch your face. And then we're good to go. And keep all hand sanitizer on deck. Or just wash your hands, which is a better solution anyway. All right, that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to try to start hitting people up to do the reviews on their car. Kenson, that means you. With your Accord, when I come down to Georgia, I'm going to try to make a time to schedule a time where we could put aside, set up the cameras, and we're gonna go full ham to make sure that this video is legendary. So I'm gonna make sure that video is good. He has a really sick Accord. Literally, me and him had the same passion for Accords. That's why we were friends. And I met him through another friend named Brian. Shout out to Brian. He's an NYPD officer, making sure that our streets here in New York City are safe. And everyone, literally, like when I tell you his Accord is lit, his Accord is lit, and it's naturally aspirated. So it's still naturally aspirated, but it's a beast. So stay tuned. That's gonna probably happen. So Import Alliance, Georgia, right? When is this show that you might be heading down? I volunteered as a tribute. Okay. Uh, JP95, shoot me a DM on my Instagram. If you guys do want your cars reviewed, let me know. It can't be the same car over and over again. I know a lot of you guys are Mark 7s or Mark 7.5s. I do want to review a modified Mark 7.5. So, I believe that JP95 has that. So, let's see if we can get that underway. And I believe his car is DSG. I'm not sure if it's manual or not, but if it is DSG, that'd be even better. If it's manual, then that's perfectly fine too. So yeah. So that's what you can expect also. I want to still review other people's cars. Obviously, we're going to Lysol the steering wheel. We're going to Lysol the seat. We're going to Lysol the door handle. I'm going to wear gloves. I'm going to wear a mask. And we're going to, okay, manual trans, so cool. We can get that. We can still get that squared away. And we're going to go ahead and make sure that, yo, Glenn, what's going on, man? So we're going to make sure that we get everything situated. We already got a BMW. I talked about this before. We already got a BMW M4 lined up. I literally Type R lined up. Golf R. Mark 7.5 lined up. Porsche 997. 997.2 Porsche Turbo, Carrera Turbo. So literally there's a lot that you can expect to come on the channel. So make sure you stay tuned. All right. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, like we talked about, one thing I want to talk about in New York, and let's just talk about the COVID-19 thing, right? So New York is pretty much literally one of the worst places that COVID-19 is exposed, that you can be exposed to right now. Going to New York is kind of like literally like a blasphemy thing right now, considering the fact it's so crazy here. Obviously, we're making sure we're okay. I'm okay. My girlfriend's okay. My family's okay. So that's great. My friends so far that I know of are okay. No one, thank God, in my circle of friends has had or come in contact with COVID-19. Shout out to my brother Eric, who is a corrections officer for New York. Shout out to his wife, Florence, who is a nurse RN in this beautiful city called New York, making sure that us are staying safe, making sure she's taking care of every single one of us. It is very important and imperative that we give them the props that they deserve, because they literally put their lives on the line every single day. So pay homage. Just make sure you pay homage to them. All right. So yeah. But one thing I noticed about this COVID-19 thing, when it comes to people and affecting the car life and the car vibes that we get here in New York, it's died down. And, there's some bad things about it. So for instance, right now, I've never, so right now, this is prime time car meet time, right? Prime time, literally, boom, this, boom, that. Car meet over here, 9 p.m. in this parking lot. Go here, 8 p.m. here. Cruising drives on weekends, Bear Mountain runs, Hawk Nest, going out to Mexico, coming back. So literally there's a lot of different aspects of the car life in New York City if there was no COVID. If there was no COVID, there would be so much to do in the car industry. Since this COVID thing happened, if you guys have not watched my previous video where I was literally drive throughout the city and there was no traffic, that is a thing right still to this day. It's not as empty as it is before, because obviously people are just over at this point. Yes, I am getting quick spool on his his S3. I think he would let me drive it. We definitely talked about it in the past. We were supposed to review his Mark 6 before it burnt down to the ground. So I think that literally me looking and doing a review on his car will get a better aspect of it. Now he's Eurodyne. I also want to review JSMK7's car because he also has an S3 and he has integrated engineering. So I definitely want to make sure that I review both to get my different aspects on the tunes, right? You're also going to see other videos of just different topics that are just randomly on my mind. I want to break down tuning for you guys. I want to break down what is a tune, why you want a tune, and the type of tunes that you can go with for the Mark 7 GTI platform. Vincent, if you don't know my Instagram is JR14YT on Instagram. All right. So before we get into anything else, like I said, I want to talk about the COVID-19 stuff. Like I was saying, the car industry, right? Literally, it's been crazy in New York. But really, one bad thing that has happened, and I really got to go on a rant with it, is boosted JSMK7 is not a part of Unitronic anymore. Literally, let me tell you something. When it comes down to drivers and kids wanting to get on these highways and racing up and down the highways like it's a racetrack and literally getting into an accident every single day. New York is prone for accidents. There's nothing special about that. I have never seen so many highway catastrophic wrecks in the history of me living in New York. Never seen it. Normally, again, accidents, taxi cabs, people driving stupid, DUIs, all this other stuff. I get it, right? We all get it. If you live in New York and you've been in New York, you understand where I'm coming from. This is not something new. But this year, the Belt Parkway is notorious for it. I'll give you an example. I got in the car today. I drove to wherever I drove to meet up with the photographer to film the stuff. On the Cross Island Parkway, literally was bumper to bumper traffic because literally there was a 5-car pileup. On the way back home, the reason why I didn't get in time for 9 o'clock was because on the same highway, on the same place, on the opposite side of the highway, where I'm on that side heading back home, there's another accident where it shut down the highway. So I had to take the back roads to get to my house. So, it's literally ridiculous how many people are getting into accidents. And I'm going to say something else. Team No Hezzy, Team Max Sauce. It's not funny. It's not funny when you guys are putting up stuff about you guys going in and out of lanes in traffic, almost causing an accident. It's not funny when Team Max Sauce records every single accident that happens. It's not funny. You don't know who's got hurt in that accident. It's not for entertainment. It's no disrespect to them. I respect your hustle on trying to get the views, and you're getting the views, you're getting the subscribers. It's not because they have more subscribers than me. I mean, it's followers on me on IG. That's not my point. And hey, I can't knock you. That's what people like drama and on social media, right? That's just what they like. But it's not cool when you're recording, and I took one of their videos and I recorded it. It was when the Mercedes-Benz was driving in and out of lanes and ran in the back of somebody hard on the highway and then took off and fled the scene. I hope they got caught, because literally you don't know the family that you just hit. You don't know if there was a kid in the back seat, which you just crushed their whole trunk. You don't know that. So before you go ahead and start thinking it's all ha ha he hoo hoo, it's not. People's lives are at risk when you're doing this. So literally when you're going ahead, and just think twice when you're doing that type of stuff on the highway. And people are getting encouraged by it, right? So you see No Hezzy, oh, it's the chemistry. I don't follow them, but I keep in times. As a car automotive enthusiast and as an automotive YouTuber, I have to keep in contact. I have to keep aware of all aspects of automotive content on all social media platforms. So I am familiar with No Hesitation. And for the fact that you're doing this, weaving back and forth, people who are not experienced want to go out and do that stuff. Now, is it your fault that you're posting it? No. It's the people that are following you that are encouraged by it. wanting to do it. Is it whose fault is it at the end of the day? I don't think it's no hesitation's fault. Because at the end of the day, literally at the end of the day, they're just posting content, right? As dangerous as it may be, they're just posting content. Now, I'm not about that life. I don't post content like that. I don't street race or do anything like that because it's not right. It's too crowded in New York. The roads are all screwed up anyway to where the car hops around too much all over the place. If you don't remember, if you don't know the highway like that, if you don't know the road and all the bumps and imperfection of a New York City highway, then you can get into an easy accident. Sometimes you're driving and literally there's a hump in the road that could literally make the car do that. It happens all the time. And if you're doing 120 miles an hour on the road and you do that, run off the road. It's ridiculous. So just be safe. Think twice before you smash the gas on the highway. That's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. Just making sure that you just guys. I love all you guys. I want you guys. I want you guys to make. I want you guys to stay safe. All right. So we talked 20 minutes about that. All right. I really wanted to get that off my chest because that's very important. I'm going to start from these comments on the bottom here. Again, I'm going to start from the top. If you have a comment that you want me to reach out, shoot me a super chat. I'll stop what I'm doing. Go ahead and read your question so you can immediately get an answer. I'm going to start off with Cowboy Bebop asked, do you still have, let's see, do you still have the, drove to Manhattan, I messed with you in a minute. Do you still have the car I haven't watched in a while? I'm not gonna say anything. The car is not in my possession. Well, now, like a car is in my possession. I don't know if you've been watching the lives, but I've been looking at switching cars and stuff like that. So Cowboy Bebop, I hope that answers that question. J City 943 asks, you like the Golf 8? I like the Mark 7.5 better. I agree with you. I think the Mark 7.5 is a little bit better than the Mark 7. The Mark 7.5, yeah, is better than the Mark 7. I don't know how I feel about the 8 yet. I have to see the car in person. Video does a lot of justice, right? I mean, video does great justice, good justice, especially now with 4K and 8K and angles and camera lenses and all that stuff. But there's nothing like seeing, feeling, driving the car, you know, that's going on with. It's nothing. There's nothing like seeing a car in person, looking at the lines in person. How does the car sit in front of your eyes on the road that you're viewing it? How does the interior feel? How's the performance? How does everything feel? That really is the point that I'm trying to make here. I like the Golf 8. I think from the Mark 7.5, that is projected of what it's supposed to be like. You know, they wanted to add more technology features, right? So now you have all LCD screens. You have I'm not a fan of all the touch buttons that are not just physical buttons, like the volume, you know, the climate controls, you drag your finger, the volume knob, you can drag your finger. I'm not a fan of that. I like knobs and buttons and stuff. Turning up this, you never get it wrong, right? I feel as with the touch sensitive things, you know, you touch your nose, like me, I have my glasses, you touch your nose and your glasses, you got oil on your hands, and I feel like that'll, you know, so, you know, so I just feel as if that's the one thing that I really am not crazy about. I love the exterior. I love the sharp edges. I'm really a fan of that. That's why I really like the Mark 7 compared to the Mark 6. Mark 6 looks really good. In my opinion, it's a little bit more rounded off than the Mark 7. The Mark 7 definitely has more sharper, more aggressive angles and lines, especially the two profile lines. If anyone has a Mark 7, you'll know. The line right, I believe it's above or below the door handle, and the one on the bottom of the door. Those lines across really are pronounced and really identify the car. The profile lines on the hood, right? The nice aggressive two edges on the side of the edges really are aggressive. It's really nice. I love it. You know, so I think the Mark 8 is going to do very, very well. Do I like it better than the Mark 7.5? Again, I would have to do a comparison between both vehicles in person, and then I can give you a better opinion on it. I can't really compare the two unless if I'm driving both back to back, which will probably happen soon, considering the fact that I have a good relationship with Volkswagen. Um, Vasily said, "You're awesome." Thank you. I appreciate that, man. David said, "Hey JR, please front and tell me you traded the GTI for a Golf 8. Well, I know I didn't trade it for a Mark 8, a Mark 8, because of the fact that there is no Mark 8. Mark 8 did not, it was debuted. It has not officially hit dealerships yet. It will not be coming out until the 2020. I heard it was going to be a 2022 model, which means that it's going to come out probably next year. Um, let's see. Weird question. Vasily asked, what was your first job and how old were you? My first job. Okay, so sorry, nose is a little itchy. Um, don't worry, I washed my hands. I washed my hands clean. My hands clean. Uh, my first job, right? I was 14. Was I 14 or 16? I was 14. Yeah, I was 14 years old. 14 turning 15 because my birthday's in the summer. So I actually worked for, there's a program in New York City that helps the younger kids, like kids who are starting to need a job, get their, their work papers and everything like that. And you can start working at the age of 14 legally, like taxes taken out and everything. And I actually started working when I was 14, turning 15 years old, and I worked for a daycare. It was actually a daycare center that I was, when I was a kid, was in. So I knew all the staff. I know the family very well. I love them to death. They're amazing. And they knew me, so it was kind of like a great relationship. And it was, I think I did that for about 2 years. I also worked at summer camps before, when I was like 16. But that was my first job. My first job was around 14, turning 15 years old. Gotta finish up my education first. Let's see. And Vasily, that wasn't a weird question at all. David asks, I agree with City 973. The GTI Mark 7.5 is a much better. It's much better than the Golf 8. Kenson said, "What up?" Newblood said, Mark 6, Mark 7, Mark 7.5, Mark 8. Let's get on with it already, man. Okay, let's see. Let's flood this live. Wow, it's 45 of you guys watching. That's great. Let's see. I'm trying to find the questions here. Mark 7.5 GTI is one of the best VWs GTI that Volkswagen has ever made. Trust me, I know I love mine. You know what, I agree with, and it's not MK6 Palmer. I think it was MK7 Palmer. Wait, I don't know. I know of him, but I'm just saying I know his name. But well. What I'm saying is that, yeah, I agree. I'm really mad because I bought my Mark 7 as a 2017 model, and then the year after that they changed it up, and I love the front end more on the Mark 7.5 than on the Mark 7. It's slightly more aggressive. I love the headlights in it. They're full LED, and mine are by Xenon. So I missed out on the LED. I should have just waited another year. But it is what it is, right? But it's a great car. Like even the Mark 7 and the Mark 7.5 share a lot of similarities. The Mark 7.5 is just a facelift, a post facelift model compared to the pre facelift Mark 7. Pre facelift Mark 7 came out from 2015 to 2017, and the post facelift, which is the after facelift or the improved facelift, came out from 2018 to 2020 or to present day. Let's see. Uh, Asim Han said, I have too many questions coming up. Modded to Mark 7. New to modding the Mark 7. Don't tell me that. I love the canyons. I watch a lot of YouTubers, vehicle versions, Dr. M3, Daily Driven Exotics. I watch them all, and it's amazing the type of roads that you see out there in the canyons. So I would love, to eventually go out there. I actually wanted to do cross country with the car. I think that'd be the best thing to do. Really just get the car, drive it across country, really enjoy it for what it has to offer, and hopefully it gets me there and back safely, which it should. There should be no issues with it. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what kind of car you guys will see on the channel. So let's see. It's a manual trans. Clay Colbert said, "I here for support. I haven't watched since the Mark 7 died. How's the auto life? Auto life is great, man. You brake, you build, and you drive it all over again until it breaks again. Manual's the only way to go. Agreed. Two-door Tornado Red 6-speed manual. Okay, Vincent. So you either have a 2015 or 2016 model. Hold on to that car in that color. It's rare. I wish I had a. I was actually reminiscing me if I ever can get my hands on a Mark 7 3-door rather than a 4-door. I mean 5-door. Choose. Let's see. Cars are a lifestyle. Car loving Moz. Cars are a lifestyle. Appreciate it, man. You know that. You damn right they are a lifestyle. Clay Colbert, true story, and Sad VW went auto only. No, the Mark 7, the Mark 7.5, you can still get in a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed dual clutch. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Mark 7.5 Golf R you can get in the 7-speed DSG. The Mark 7.5 GTI still comes in a 6-speed DSG. But the Mark 8 will come in a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed dual clutch trans. So, and it's using the same EA888 engine Gen 3 motor, just some revisions with it. Vincent, I answered this question. You guys got Instagrams. If you guys have not followed me on Instagram, it is JR14YT. I usually post more on Instagram more than YouTube. If you want to keep in the loop quicker and more more in a better time frame than YouTube, then I would say go ahead and join me on Instagram too, JR14YT. I do lives. I do daily posts. I update on the story. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Let's see. I think you should have Quick Spool on the channel with his Audi S3. I agree. I will definitely hit him up to see if we can get that car on the channel. Let's see. He's following. Yeah, JSMK7 isn't Unitronic anymore because he does not have the Mark 7 GTI anymore. He actually traded his car in for a 2016 Audi S3. That is the pre-facelift model. That's before they changed the whole front end and made it more aggressive with the virtual cockpit on the inside. But he definitely went ahead and switched it to integrated engineering, which I believe it's really, really good. I like integrated engineering stuff. Shout out to David Bias. He does really good work. Let's see. I was saying the same thing. Facts on it. Dope. Ask him, Han. He says, what are some people's thoughts on a Unitronic Stage 2 for the Mark 7? Also, should I wait to replace the stock clutch or change it immediately after? I would change it immediately after. So the clutch thing depends. It's not a matter of if your clutch will fail. It's a matter of when your clutch will fail. If you tune the car and you drive aggressively, you're going to wear out the clutch a lot faster than someone that just dailies their car and doesn't really get in the boost at all. Once you stay at a boost, you're really not going to have any issues drivability wise, right? But as soon as you try to put a lot of load on the car, the clutch will like to slip. So if it was me and you want to get the best of the tune, I would say go ahead and save up and do the clutch roughly within the same couple of weeks. Literally when I went Cobb Stage 1, I did an off-the-shelf map from Cobb, and I literally drove the car for about a week, and then literally the clutch went. So I was like, all right, I went with a South Bend clutch after that, and then I was able to enjoy the power. Let's see. Adam Taylor said, what's a good clutch that doesn't chatter as much as the Mark 7 or the other ones? I haven't experienced, because Sean Harris's response to that is X clutch. I may be switching off to them. I'm not too sure just yet. But a good clutch, I have the DKM MS Series Twin Disc clutch. It chatters a little bit, but not too much. I think that it's a pretty good contender if you're looking for something within a good price range. I know X clutches is a little bit cheaper than DKM. Not to bash DKM, but it's just the truth. I have no experience with anybody that has an X clutch or anybody that has an X clutch. I'm sorry, anybody that has an X clutch or an X clutch kit themselves. I just never. It's something new that just came into the market, and as far as for the Volkswagen community, and I'm not really too sure in regards of if it's good or not. Who knows? Okay, Kurt asked, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his last name. I can't figure that one out. But he says, how do the rims and tires fit? I want to get the same size as my new setup, stock setup. So the stock wheels on a GTI are 18 by 7.5. Yeah, 18 by 7.5, 48 offset. And literally in that offset, that's literally the same size. So what you can do, you can actually either, if you want to go with a taller wheel, you can do a 19 by 8. You could do a 19 by 8 with a 40 offset or a 43 offset or 42 offset, or you can even go something like a little bit more beefy, like track setup, right? So my Conse's were 18 by 9, 35 offset in the rear and 40 offset in the front. So I hope that answers your question as far as regards to, and it also depends on what you're dropped on, right? Springs you can get away with a lot of wheel setups. Coilovers, I mean, obviously you can get away with it too because then you can adjust the height of the car. So it's just depending on your preference. Let's see. Oh, I went all the way to the bottom of the list and I did not want to do that. Let's see here. Um, Ask him said yes. I got the DKM based off of JR14's recommendation. This is why I'm here. Thank you very much for that. Vasily said, I'm trying to get a first modification car. What would be a good car on a budget? Um, it depends, right? What's the budget? So I think that honestly, you could get away with. You can't go wrong with Honda Civic Si. Um, if you want your first car to be a modified car, or you want to do modifications to it where it won't cost you as much, you can't go wrong with the Honda game. Honda game is pretty much literally, you can literally build the car for under 5K and you can get a lot for it. If you really want to go crazy, like, buy a $3,000 EK hatch and do a K swap on it, you can roughly spend about 15 grand. And you'll have a K20 with a K24 block and all the ECU management and everything else. So it's just some things I would say. If you really want to get a good idea of how much it will cost to like build an EK hatch, check out Gears and Gasoline's page on YouTube. They have really good content as well. And that's another channel I watch religiously. Um, let's see. So I recommend that. But also, Vasily, you can get a GTI right now for a GTI is not a bad platform, and it will be very cheap to get the power you're looking for. So normally GTIs from factory come with about 220 horsepower and 258 torque, and that's to the crank. With APR Stage 1, and that's a $700 flash, literally no other modifications, you're getting 80 horsepower. So you're at 300 already. I think when I did a Pro Tune, I was able to get 315 and 385 torque on just stage 2, and which was nice. And literally that was just downpipe, intercooler, exhaust, clutch, and intake. That was it. Charge parts were stock, all that other stuff was stock. But so there's some good options for you. Boosted X, will I ever go to the drag strip? I want to know the drag times. Um, I'll probably go a couple of times, but I'm not gonna beat on the car too much at the drag strip just because I don't want to break the car. You're putting a lot of drivetrain stress. You're putting a lot of stress on the drivetrain, right? So you're talking about axles, differentials, clutch, and you're adding boost. So when you do launch control, you're building up the boost. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Versus the main thing my car is set up for is track use, like circuit racing or autocross. And that you're not putting so much stress on the transmission or anything because normally on autocross you're in one gear. On the track you're normally shifting from multiple gears, but you're not launching the car. So that's just the thing with that. I mean, also I kind of want to master the launch, so maybe I will go to the drag strip and do it, but we'll see. Let's see. Mess with you in the GTI, but explain that spirited drive to Manhattan. Sometimes you just gotta have some fun in life, right? Um, let's see. Boosted, you're selling your GTI? Come back next Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern time and find out, Boosted. Carla, I know what's going on with the car situation. Oh, do you? 99 SVT Bolt said lots of cost cutting measures in the Mark 8. They got rid of all the knobs in the Mark 8. You have to go to the touchscreen to change anything. I agree with that. I don't think that's saving cost because I think implementing buttons would be a little bit cheaper. I could be wrong. But I do believe they wanted to innovate the technology. Oh, look, the GTI, all modern technology, kind of like the Audi with all the touchscreen stuff, right? So I think they tried to do that. The same thing happened with the Honda, but the thing about Honda is that they literally put the scroll thing, the volume, where you actually have to like scroll your finger to turn up the volume, which I hated. And then literally I think it was 2019, they put the knob back in all the new cars. So let's see. Adam Taylor said, heard bad things about IE crate engines. Glad you moved on just in case the engine failed. Um, well, it didn't fail. And I'm interested to know what you heard because I've heard nothing but great things about IE. Larry Simpson said, I have a 2017 GTI SE APR Stage 1 with a South Bend Stage 2 daily clutch, and the chatter is pretty bad. Is the DCAM any better, or are there dual mass flywheels clutches out there? I won't recommend doing a dual mass flywheel because you won't get full engagement. And also, I mean, you'll get a weird feeling in the pedal. It dampers out a lot of the noise for sure, but you won't get that initiation with the clutch, right? It won't you won't get that raw feeling, and that's why I like the single mass. DKM chatter there is chatter. It does exist, but it's nothing compared to South Bend. South Bend does have chatter, but at the end of the day, the clutch works. DKM's clutch works also, but their clutch, since it's a twin disc, it actually is a lot more quieter. So hope that helps your question there. Um, let's see. Thank OCTO. Hey man, I'm a young driver here and I have a Mark 7.5 for almost a year now. When my lease ends, when I finally buy out my car, which ECU tune should I get? I'm looking at JB4. Let me tell you right now, JB4 is cool, but you're never going to get the full potential of what that car can do with JB4. I know you're trying to be safe, you're trying to stay, conservative. It's just what you want, right? You'll notice a big difference if you did a technically somewhat of a similarity of a stage 1 flash on JB4 versus, which is a piggyback tune, right? So you're just manipulating the numbers off of the stock ECU. Um, but when you go with APR, integrated engineering, Cobb, who else? Urodyne, anybody else, you really should consider a tune. I will be coming out with a video in the next couple of weeks explaining what are tunes, what type of tunes are there, and literally, um, um, and what companies offer tunes for the Mark 7 platform. So make sure you stay tuned for that. 7 a.m. Eastern Time, JR14. Like I said, every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, I usually do come out with a video. So let's see. Larry, stick with an OEM clutch. You can, but if you start to track or you start to drive aggressively, it will not last if you're tuned. Um, TTRS clutch with stock dual mass flywheel holds up to 450 horsepower and 400 wheel torque. I mean, well, my GTI surpassed that, so it really wouldn't even make sense for me to do that. I would still have to go OEM. He says, Larry Simpson said, my OEM started shortly adding a 93 octane tune and exhaust. Yes, that is a common thing. That is not your car in general. That is a normal thing for the Mark 7 community. OEM plus Larry. Gordon says Audi TTR's clutch will hold stage 2 power with the OEM field. That is true, it will. Anything after that, it won't. But if you're just doing stage 2 and that's it, then you can do that. Chip Shaw has a 29. Oh crap. Oh yeah, Chip Shaw has a 2019 Golf R, 33K, 3,000 miles, and went APR Stage 1. Already have plans to go Stage 2 in the future with plans of a liquid turbo going Stage 3. Thinking of starting a YouTube channel. Hard to start up. I'm not gonna discourage anybody when it comes down to YouTube, right? So YouTube pretty much is a pretty wide open market for any type of content creator, gaming, technology, reviews, toys, gaming, like everything, right? You can literally put anything on YouTube these days and literally you get positive feedback. Now, I'm going to say this about YouTube, and I'm going to also be making a video about it as well. because a lot of people have asked me this question. It's not the first time I heard this question, and actually, I get asked about it a lot. Is it hard to start? Now I think it's harder to start more than anything. Um, I think now, if you literally have a YouTube channel started from the ground up, it's more difficult than someone that started, such as myself, in 2014, or even better yet, someone like that dude in blue that started in 2006, right? So really, the people who are generating really good numbers are the people who started with YouTube very long time ago, before even YouTube really was known like that. It was just a thing, but not a lot of people caught on yet, and that's kind of where I missed the bandwagon with that. But I mean, definitely, you never know, right? So it could be that video that does extremely well, and you just never know it. That's just the thing. That just comes with the nature of YouTube. You just don't know what video is going to do well and what video is not going to do so well. But if you do decide to stay with YouTube, if you do want to start YouTube, I would suggest this. Make sure that you're consistent. Consistency is 100% key. If you're not going to be consistent, you're not going to do well in this industry. So just want to make sure when you start it, make sure that you have a lot of content, and make sure that you keep a schedule. Put out videos on a frequent basis. Build your subscriber base quickly. Um, let's see. Car Lovin Moy said, are you going to do a cheaper car project build? If so, by when? I want to do a cheaper car build, possibly maybe like a Civic Si FA5. Buy one for like 5 grand and do a build on that. Or even doing cheaper than that, right? Possibly getting maybe like an EG hatch, or maybe like an Integra, and doing something on that. That's something that I've wanted to do. I really was a Cord guy in the Honda game. I really never was able to get into the Ks and the Bs and the everything else. And I really wanted to be able to do that. So hopefully you guys will see that on the channel. Obviously, revenue has to change for me and everything else. But right now, I do need a daily driver. I wanted just a daily driver so my girlfriend can drive. That's just mainly important. Sean Harris asked, would you ever decide to buy a Golf R? I feel as if I got the right deal for a Golf R, meaning not paying 40 something thousand dollars for it, because I don't think the car is worth that much, then yeah. I think that you would probably see me buy a R. I'm curious. I was thinking about waiting and putting an allocation in for a Mark 8 Golf R in DSG. So I was thinking about that. I think that'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Works with the Mark 7 things. Let's see. Adrian says, I broke my Mark 7 engine too. Haha. Piston, block piston, Conrod? Connecting rod, probably. Connecting rods, head, haha, too much track days. Over 4 years, over 6,000 track 1,000 miles, and you blew the motor. Wow. Adrian says, I'm APR stage 2 tune with an MQ350 conversion. What is that? It's probably the turbo. I'm looking for forge internals. Any recommendations? FIE, I think it is. Or you can buy. I think they're out in Deer Park. You could check them, or you can also check Integrated Engineering. They have built motors already assembled, and you can also definitely see if that will meet your needs, right? So you want to make sure that you can do everything under the sun to make sure that it's easy for you. The good thing, the reason why, like I said, when I did my engine rebuild, the reason why I did the integrated engineering was because I knew it was going to be a cheaper aspect of me getting an assembled block that was already fitted, tested, machined, and put together, and all I would have to do is slap a head and timing chains and everything else onto it and get it to run and break it in. It's a lot easier than sending everything off, building the motor back up, and getting everything situated. Maybe that will be something in the future if I come in terms with it again, or maybe possibly I don't know, but we'll see. Um, let's see what we got here. Adrian says there's also a lot of aftermarket pistons for a lower compression ratio, like a S3 Golf R. If I want to keep the tune with GTI APR tune with 9.6 compression ratios, any recommendations? I'm going to recommend you this. I would say really give integrated engineering a call and give them that situation. That's what I would have done. I definitely they consulted with me and I consulted with them to ask if this was a good platform before I did the engine rebuild series with the turbo that I was running and the boost that I was trying to make. Relatively, if you want to make high boost, then you want to keep the compression low. If you have high compression, you want to run less boost. More boost with higher compression means bang, and you don't want to go bang. Nobody wants to go bang. Sean Harris said, I'm tuned by EQT and I loved it. Let me tell you something about EQT. I loved their customer service and I loved their tune. Absolutely amazing. So I think that'll definitely be 100% worth it. Jay, if you ever take a car to the drag strip, I'm down to take my AE86. 112 horsepower is going to trap like 20 seconds, but I want the data for my future references. Maybe you could do a meet and gear at the track. Maybe I should. That'll be kind of cool. Car loving Moise. I think that'll be kind of cool and interesting. I'm definitely down for that. Hopefully, like I said, once all this COVID-19 stuff dies down, um, um, we'll see what happens. Vasily asks, if you can import any car for free, what would that car be? That's tough. I would have to say import any car for free. Knowing me, I'm gonna pull an Adam LZ here and say a 2001 to 2002. I think it's 2001 or maybe 2002 was the last year they were made. Nissan Skyline GTR R34 V-Spec 2 NER. Like I want the full beans on that. And that's something that I wanted. And I wanted in that translucent paint or the what fluorescent paint where it changes from like blue to purple. That'd be the ideal color. All white. But those two colors in that car. That would be the one car I can import for free. That would be the car. Little Danny said, should I perform a full send and buy TTRS coming from a stage 2 Golf R? 110,000%. If you can. I'll sell you mine for 26,000. Man, I wish I waited. $26,000 for TTRS. That's amazing. Let's see. JP95 says, I missed the intro when you had the graphics on the side. Remember how you flew by me when I had the Mark 6? Yes, I do remember that. New intro coming to the channel very soon as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Little Danny 904 says, Sam Johnson, a full send means do it. Yes. Sasha Davis says, smiley face, smiley face. Denny, I would build would you build a car? Just do simple bolt-ons. Did you find any benefits from the fluid dempster since the engine? Yes, I did notice that the car runs a lot smoother now, meaning that there's not a lot of breakup or anything during top end. It likes to rev a lot better, meaning that it feels like more free, if that makes any sense. And it seems like the revs are just more controlled. Like when I had the stock damper, I don't know if it's the damper or the motor or whatever, but everything just felt a little laggy with the revs. But now that doesn't happen anymore. So I think that the fluid damper definitely solved that issue for me. If you are doing it, if you are considering it, I totally would recommend it. One of the best modifications you can put on that car. Very expensive, but like $400 or $500. I think it's like actually like $350, $400, but definitely worth it. So let's see. Just stage 1 is some suspension mods of the TTRS he was thinking about. That's it. Until I'm gonna stage 2, I may just do stage 2. Larry Simpson says, I also live in New York City area and I would like to go stage 2, but I hear it will not pass emissions in New York. So I reflash with the stock downpipe installed anywhere around this. Yeah, find friends. Literally in New York City, I don't know if you know this, but with emissions laws, you're allowed to have one fault, but that fault cannot throw a check engine light, meaning that one of the monitors doesn't have to be ready. But you're allowed to have one emission fault in the state of New York to still pass, but you cannot have a check engine light on. If you're doing any stage 2 tune, you should not have a check engine light. I have been catless for about 3 years now, and I've not had a single issue when it comes to getting the car, getting the car inspected. Let's see. No, 26,000 for the Golf R. I'll sell you my R for 26. Oh, 26,000 for the Golf R. I'd sell you my R for 26. Oh, sorry, little Danny. That'd be interesting if I had bread like that. I mean, I can't really say I don't have bread like that, but I don't have bread like that. Let's see. Couldn't have said it better. When's the burnouts coming? Hmm. You'll see. Steven Gonzalez says, all I needed to hear dampener is pricey. Thanks. Boosted says, how are you getting around emissions testing? Like with your hybrid? The turbo doesn't matter per se. It's really just a matter of the downpipe and the tune that you have on the car. I'm able to run the tune that I have and still pass emissions. So that's really not a problem for me. I've had the Lico L450 on the car last year, and I still have no issues with it. It just passes with flying colors, and I don't have a check engine light, so that's mainly the main aspect of it. All right. So, guys, we're coming up on 55 minutes here. Get your questions in now. If not, I'm going to put this chat to a close. Um, and I promise you guys, next week, Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, it's going to be. Why is the number 14 in your channel name? That's a good question, Vasily. Thank you for asking that. You almost got me. You almost got me off guard there. I almost turned off the lights on this live. But the reason why JR14 is called JR14, the 14 stands for the year I started the YouTube channel. I started the YouTube channel January 7th of 2014. So I'm a junior, so that's kind of why I got the JR and 14, and it kind of like really sounds something that can roll off the tongue. People can always remember, and that looked kind of cool when I got the logo and everything put together. So, and I really can see JR14 being a full brand in the future. Why is the YT in your IG name? Literally, a funny thing, when I was changing my IG name or creating my my YouTube Instagram page, I couldn't get JR14. It just was like YouTube, the New Year's resolution. No. The reason why my YouTube channel, my Instagram name is JR14YT is because of the fact that literally JR14 was taken and I couldn't use JR14 in Instagram. So I figured JR14YT signifying YouTube mean that, okay, people can still see it and people can still understand it. They can relate that to the YouTube channel so they know it's me. So that's why I did it. Something still short, sweet, very easy for you to remember. Branding, right? You want something that's attractive. Everyone can remember it. Something very easy. So if someone wants to look you up, it's very easy to remember it and also very easy to type it in, and something unique. So JR14YT is very unique. So for me, so that's kind of why I did it. Uh, let's see. And the last question I'm going to answer here is little Danny's. He said I could either get a TTRS or just build the Golf R further. Probably go EQT hybrid turbo. Would you recommend that? Or would you recommend the GFB DV plus? Not really. I mean, if you want to work for the stock diverter valve, I heard really good things about it. I never really did it. I know JSMK7 did it on his Mark 7. It's a pain in the ass to install though. The little Danny, to go back to your question, that's a good question. Do I just buy a TTRS, or should you just build your Mark 7 Golf R? That's a good question. So, if I was you, if I were you, damn, that's a good question. That's tough because I built the GTI, right? And rewarding. It's rewarding. And I know the Golf R would be better than that because it's all-wheel drive. But what you can do with a TTRS for very little money is what you can do with a GTI or Golf R with a lot of money. So to get 600 something wheel, you got to change everything. To get 600 and change out of a TTRS doesn't take much, or an RS3. Does not take much. Does not take a lot of money to do it. Yeah, parts are more expensive. Actually, let me not say that because parts are actually more expensive. But that 5-cylinder, ain't nothing like that 5-cylinder. If I could do it all over again, I'd probably, if I had the choice between purchasing an RS3 or my GTI or having a TTRS, I probably would just go with the TTRS. It's 80K plus. But not if you buy a used TTRS. If you buy a pre-owned TTRS, it's not $80,000. So But guys, we're coming up on the hour mark, so I wanted to just make this for an hour long. I really think that you guys I really thank you guys for actually this is great. The lives, literally all your questions and engagement means a lot to me. You guys mean a lot to me. I really do appreciate your feedback on the channel and everything. I appreciate you tuning in every single week. These lives are great and they're going to continue. I'm going to do more lives more frequently, and I'm going to do more lives on Instagram. So now, obviously, if you guys have seen how Instagram works really quickly, Instagram now works where the live will automatically save in the IGTV. So any live that you do miss on my IGT on Instagram will be automatically added as a post on my page, which is JR14 YT on IG, JR14 on YouTube. Cars are a lifestyle. Guys, I am going to get off of here now. I hope that you guys, yes, see, I'm wearing the shirt. Merch is available as well, but I am going to be changing the merch up. I do want to change the merch up because I have something really, really good in store for you guys. All right. But guys, I'm going to get off of here now. I love every single one of you guys. You guys have been great. You guys have been wonderful. You guys have been just killing the game, and I appreciate every single one of you. You guys always have a great day. Happy hump day. Tomorrow's Thursday, and then we're into Friday and then the weekend. And I hope that you guys stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask if you go out, and gloves, wash your hands, make sure you stay safe. And I love every single one of you guys. Next week, Wednesday, 7 a.m. Eastern time, it's going to be a movie. I promise you that. Lit, legendary, everything. You guys are going to love it. Have a good night. And you guys always remember, when you guys are trying to figure out what's going to happen next week, you guys always remember that cars are a lifestyle.